Things I'm most concerned about in the auto industry, one is the economy in Europe and the fact that you're at the verge of a Euro meltdown. That could be a very, very bad thing. Also, the US economy, while we're selling cars now, the economy is not as healthy as a lot of people think. There's an open issue with still real estate and home values. There's an issue of working because there are no jobless recoveries. There's not enough people working. The combination of these makes me very, very concerned about the recovery for the US, or actually the global auto industry. Volkswagen's making an attempt to be the dominant volume car manufacturer. I would never count them out. There are people that are counting Toyota out. I would never count them out because Toyota is one of those companies that's a learning company. When they make mistakes, they don't keep making them for a decade or 2 or 3. They find them, they fix them, and they reorganize the business as they have to, and they're in the middle of doing that. Toyota could turn out to be just as tough a competitor in 5 years as it was 6 years ago. The company everybody has to watch out for is Hyundai Kia Motor. They are on a roll, they know what they have to do, and most importantly, they know their vehicles still aren't right. Now, they're not sure how to fix them, and they're not sure exactly how they're going to go about this, but they know that's a problem. General Motors isn't out of it, but they still have got to figure out how they're going to manage Europe. It's opinion only, but I don't believe Ford is as healthy as a lot of the other analysts do, and it's simply because they're carrying a large burden of debt. They're also betting heavily that the US will turn into the European car market. And one thing I am relatively comfortable with forecasting is saying that won't happen. We will end up with cars that will be sort of out of kilter with the European cars. That's the way it is. Europe is beautiful, old, and tiny. Unless you live in Manhattan, central Boston, or the city of San Francisco, you don't have to buy a B car. You can live with a D car. Chrysler's done a great job of rationalizing its brands and stratifying them, so there's minimal overlap. There's still a lot of overlap now, but we're seeing the transition to new. A lot of people whine and whinge about the new Cafe. Now, just some background on Cafe. The first generation of Cafe gave us a market that had 50% of the sales being, or more than 50% of the sales being trucks. That was not an intention of Cafe. When you try to manipulate a market with legislation, it's doable, but you're going to have unintended results. Half of those unintended results will be desirable, half will be undesirable, and they're not predictable. So things are going to come out of this Cafe we don't expect. But regarding the Cafe, everybody complains about it. And the numbers they're talking about can't be done with today's technology, but in 2025 we will have it. And all it takes is one company to build, for example, the 42 mile per gallon mid-sized car that is not a hybrid or doesn't carry the price of a hybrid. One company does that. They've changed the market. And everybody else that's thinking we have to do smaller cars finds themselves having to scramble and do what the other guys did.